Do you have a coin
What do you mean?
for the intro?
Is this a new edition?
Heads or tails?
Give me... Hales.
Okay, so either way it's you.
No.
It's ales.
No, it's it begins with H, so it's heads.
No, that's not fair. Give me heads or tails.
Tails.
It's heads.
Show me the screen. Show the screen for evidence.
I don't know if it's visible.
Oh, there was. I'm getting...
Okay, do some deep breathing. Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 3603
Overtaking Joe over here.
of the Joe Media Podcast.
Joe Rogan Media. As we can finally announce, we've been bought by Joe Rogan,
Yeah,
and we're finally an arm of Joe.
He spared 1% of his $600,000 billion to...
Yeah, we're in Austin now.
Okay,
We've moved to Austin to join the revolution, the comedy revolution.
Yep, you're going to see us at the comedy club, making comedy with all the comedy men and women.
Do you want to see my... I've been working on a minute of stand-up.
Okay.
How we doing, ladies and gents? How we doing? Oh, bloody.
Boo.
No, I'm in Austin, remember, so I'm just British.
Oh, my God.
Oh, so by the way, I'm bloody British. We say things different. Aluminium. Thank you, Joe. Shout out to Joe Rogan, everybody.
Woo! Woo!
Who can make all of this possible. And for putting that 10 grand in my pocket.
You didn't introduce yourself.
I'm Joe Rogan.
And I'm Rogan Josh.
I'm Alex Rogan.
Yeah, when you join his clan, you have to...
This is Alex Rogan joined by Jamie Rogan.
We are the Rogans. We've joined the Brotherhood.
Sort of like, you know, the guy from My Chemical Romance who is related to Joe Rogan, cousin of Joe Rogan.
What? Joe Rogan's an industry plant? How could this be? Is that real?
That's true, yeah.
What the
It's all connected, bro.
Yeah.
All of the strands connect if you look close enough.
Well, listen. They are in some sort of cabal.
I was trying not to use the word cabal, but seeing as you went there, we might as well just hop in. Let's go full on globalist
Let
cabal.
me ask you this. Look at the Destiny, right?
Yeah.
Cabal.
Yeah.
Look at the build of the cabal. Who does that make you think of?
Epics.
Joe.
They are built like Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
They're like mole people.
Yeah, they're like mole people with bulbous torsos.
Do you remember the cabal theme?
No.
You serious? What kind of Destiny fan are you?
That doesn't even warrant a response.
Okay, Rogan.
What were we saying? Joe Rogan, bulbous.
Joe Rogan Bulbous, the spin-off Jane Rogan that's coming out soon.
Mm. Oh yeah, they're in they're eating babies and stuff. You know.
Oh, the globalist cabal.
Yeah, they're siphoning
the
human growth hormone out of fetuses, and then
they inject them in strange ways.
Yeah, to get bigger organs. Because everyone knows if the bigger your organs, the longer you live.
I like targeting the strangest organs to grow. You know, I just want huge kidneys.
Massive spleen.
Yeah. I just want one lung to be huge.
One huge lung, one tiny lung.
Yeah. Half lung? Mini lung. Mini and mega lung.
What about a third lung?
I could do the third lung, you know? Like just surrounded by lungs.
Every organ has an extra lung.
Like imagine, you know, we have our chest facing forward. Imagine more like a cube thing with like there's a chest facing forward for north, south, east and west.
Oh, okay. So when you inhale, you like inflate.
Yeah, from all directions. That's what, 8 lungs? I could do with 8 lungs. You know?
Yeah. You could run for a really long time.
Run for ages. You could probably, you could float really well.
Yeah.
You know, just...
Yeah. You'd probably need, more hearts, though. For more blood. For all the lungs.
Give me another couple hearts just for safety. Just for backup.
So 3 hearts, 8 lungs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
1 less leg.
Okay. I guess, it wouldn't
you're so
be as
light. As you're breathing, you're pretty much floating anyway. You know?
Yeah, you can, doing around. I mean, that's not at all how...
No, it does in my mind. Which means that's reality. That's reality.
Okay.
Before we get too deep into the show, let's shout out those patrons over at the Jar Media Patreon that make the audio version possible. But that's not all. They also get their names read out in the first or second week of each and every month, which I think we probably should be doing this episode, but
It'll be the second week this month.
yeah, we'll do that next episode. I'm a bit thrown off because we don't normally record this early in the morning. It's a morning one.
It's strange. I haven't had as much caffeine as I would have ideally consumed as well.
Maybe we can have a top up in the mid-break. But Jar Media are here. And the reason I said that is because I forgot what I was going to say. Because it was about Jar After Hours. Remember that? Remember? There will be 2 on Patreon now.
So there'll be one alongside every episode.
So far, no promises forever, but for these last couple of weeks we've done it. Well, the way we've been kind of thinking about it or describing it is like the warm-up. Getting out the gunge, before.
Did we discuss on the cast, if it should be called Jafar Hours, and then it morphed into
I think
Jafar?
That was in the episode itself that's on Patreon right now.
So we're trying to get the rights to Jafar from Disney. We might have to wait some more years.
Yeah, maybe 40 years or something. It might be in the public domain.
I have no idea.
This is all going to be OG Disney themed by then.
Yeah.
Because it will be allowed to,
Well, yeah, because once you get consumed by Rogan, then it's just a matter of time. And
should we do Jar Media OG Mickey Mouse shirts when that goes into
yeah. Just have
just because we for no
an
reason.
animator to have Mickey Mouse just always Steamboat Willie.
Well,
Steamboat
speaking
Cock.
of Cock and Steamboat Willie, I really don't want to use this as a segue now. It specifically doesn't work for this because the other final patron perk is the Jar Media group chat, where Jarlings can communicate, they can talk, they can offer suggestions for things to talk about.
It's a direct pipeline to
the globalists. Harvey Ellis, speaking of, left this. Any update on the Jar pets? Feel like they've not been talked about as much recently.
I wish Argy was unalive. Billy rocks. Paisley rocks.
Do you want to say what you said, or is it too dark?
No, that's too dark.
Argy is as awesome and bubbyish as ever. Paisley is, she's trying her best.
What? That's such bullshit. This is how easy it is to control a narrative. This is how easy it is for the cabal to buy up all the news stations and just start peddling fake news.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm helping you. I'm making it sound big and epic.
Yeah, I assume that's the cabal thing.
Yeah. Yes.
But the fact of the matter is that Argy is a bad boy. He's a very bad boy. As he gets older, he becomes more of a bad boy. It's the opposite. He's the worst boy. There's no worse boy. And as typically as a dog gets older, they become lovelier. They become the kindest of dogs.
They mellow.
They mellow. Argy, it seems to be the opposite trajectory to all other dogs. So at the end of the day, he's a very bad boy.
Well, that's your opinion. Billy is pretty good as well. I'll have you know. How's Harold?
You know, living large.
Living large? What about the snails?
One of them died.
Oh.
One of the snails passed away. He found him upside down in the fairy house.
Really?
Yeah.
Think he fell over and couldn't get back up?
Well, that's the thing. If aquatic snails go upside down, they drown.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I'm
they
assuming,
keep like air in the shell or something?
I don't know. I don't know, but he died. I think he was climbing up the house, the inside of the house, lost some suction at the top, and just fell, landed perfectly upside down and drowned. But the other snail's fine. He's keeping the place clean.
I'm glad you've got some use for them, because it's been so damp lately. There have been so many slugs and snails. I've had to be on watch, brother. For my sunflower's sake.
Oh.
I found one decapitated.
Do you do like salt rings?
No, I just picked them up and held them like a disc.
What, the snails?
Slugs, mainly.
How do you...
Not snails.
That's gross. Do you wear a glove?
No, because I just got so upset after the decapitation of my favourite sunflower. I found a slug.
You went into a blind rage.
I went into a blind rage. A slug was like halfway up the sunflower and had like decapitated it and was like just on top of it. And I was like, you.
The thing is, that doesn't do anything to them.
Yeah, that was more for me than for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, if you hurl a slug, it will just keep slugging.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Stand on
anyway.
it?
Maybe the slug JARling will inform us of you really shouldn't throw slugs. They've got extra sensitive velocity receptors.
I would, I keep finding toads as well. Pretty fire.
Do you hurl them?
Only if they bite me.
Who has ever been bitten by a toad?
There are some aggro toads, but I picked it up and then it pissed and shit all over my hand.
Really?
Then I went, off you go.
Then, yeah, did you just go back to like playing?
Yeah, I just slapped it back on my keyboard. Right. Some weird comments on the last episode, if I'm being real. Battle Chicken 2 says JAR Media stands for Jamaica, Alabama, Russia,
yeah, I was just reading this one.
Madrid, Europe, Denmark, Indonesia, and Australia. All the world's strongest powers working together to create the perfect podcast. That world power of Denmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, go off.
I mean, that is what we were thinking when we first thought of the name.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah.
What countries really mean a lot to us?
Yep, there's links to Alabama that we have.
Yep.
And Jamaica. Diet Water says, just read that one of the Swindon Cineworlds is closing its doors. Will this have a major impact on the Swindonomy?
If
no.
it's the one I'm thinking of,
I know which one it is. It's where we saw Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Thank God.
The worst.
It's going to be a Swindon boom. the Swindonomy is going to flourish.
That line of shops where that Cineworld is.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, it was already half of them were gone.
Yeah.
That's another one.
It's just going to be apartments.
Yeah, you're right. My voice keeps cracking today.
Yeah.
The only thing there is Nando's.
Yeah, Nando's will never go there.
Yeah, that's the one thing in Swindon that's always swarmed.
Nando's.
Yeah, I guess I should save this one. Kingsway Radio. What happens if you accidentally inhale, this is in relation to cigars, and then think, that was kinda nice, I might do it again, and then give yourself a nicotine addiction. Be careful, boys.
That would suck.
Yeah. I mean, in the Red Dead video, I accidentally inhale, and then I go, yeah, and now I'm addicted to them, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oops.
The funny thing with smoking is that, like, it's not nice. You have to force yourself to keep doing it until you're addicted.
You have to force yourself to be addicted to it.
Pretty much. Like, if you give anyone a cigarette who's never smoked and they smoke it, they'll be like, that's horrible. I never want that.
Is that weird to have smoked as many cigars as I have, but never smoked a cigarette?
It's probably quite rare. I'd imagine most. I don't know, because like Big Mike, he only smokes cigars.
True. But I'm
He
sure
might
he
smoke
must have
cigarettes
smoked
in the-
cigarettes at some
yeah,
point.
I'm
but,
sure.
Michael W842
That's a dub in my book.
has the penultimate for housekeeping here. American environmental storytelling is driving in traffic through a highway, and then you get off an exit to a smaller highway that is dotted by a series of mini-malls, and you try not to realize that a scant few hundred years ago, this was all untouched nature, maybe inhabited by Native Americans who were essentially hunted to extinction.
Yeah. You don't. America's pretty weak on the storytelling front though, because if you aren't taught that, like, in your history class, what's there to suggest it?
True. Yeah.
There's not like Native American big.
It is quite a contrast, because I
architecture.
remember, like, on the drive to Seattle, environment, beautiful, vast, like, untouched, until, you get to the mini-mart thing, and it's like, have you tried to make this look as ugly as humanly possible, or what?
Yeah.
Like, why'd you have to make it, like, fine, put shops everywhere so you can glug, but can you just make it, like, not look like that?
Yeah,
Or put solar panels on them or something.
I feel like American architecture is just like Sim City,
Right, yeah.
you know?
It's like they've almost got too much space.
It's
like it's such a blank
oversimplified.
canvas.
Yeah, let's just make a giant cube.
It's just loads of gluggers just really far apart from each other.
Yeah. Let's make sure nobody ever walks anywhere.
Yeah. But in saying that, bro, I found a new Western to watch that some people are saying is like one of the best. It's a 4-part mini-series. Each one is like an hour and a half long, each like episode, or each one's basically a movie, but it's 4 parts of the same story. Tommy Lee Jones, one of the main characters, made in the 80s. It's called like Lonesome Dove or something.
Okay.
I think it's about like cattle ranchers that go on one more journey across the states or whatever, and I'm sure things happen.
Taken cheap.
Yeah, so we'll see if that
I love a West.
glubs up. But I don't even know why I mentioned that, because I wasn't done with housekeeping. This one can end it. Idle High says, what's up with all the swinging hate? Isn't that just basically having sex outside of your marriage/relationship? I get if you personally prefer not to do it, but Jamie seems outright disgusted by the idea. Why?
Maybe it's because I've seen the Louis Theroux episode.
It doesn't really sell the concept.
No. When it's like a lifestyle thing. And like for me to be disgusted by something means that that's like a value of mine. You know, it doesn't mean I'm passing judgment onto other people.
Just
I mean,
not
I probably am, but like I don't really give a shit. You know, if I find out someone else is doing it, whatever. But like what I was saying is that for me, if I saw myself in the future doing that,
You wouldn't like it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine, you're allowed to think that.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Yep. And
I don't know why someone's come out batting for swingers.
maybe he's a swinger.
I mean,
Do you hate him for that?
yes.
Do you want to get him?
I think he should. I think he should despise everything he stands for and all his values.
Now the real opinions are coming out.
Sorry.
Before we go to mid-break, there's something I've got to mention, because this is genuinely disturbing, and I'm still processing this. Right?
Okay.
It's f***ed up. I was like listening to a podcast the other day. It was like 10 p.m. at night. I was by myself, and on the podcast they were talking about like the sex offenders registry, a concept I haven't really thought about for a while, I guess. Or why would I? I was like, wait, that's something you can just search up, right? Like in your local area. So I like searched offenders nearby, and I opened this website. And it's like a bunch of faces, right? Immediately recognize a face, instantly. I'm like, oh my god, that's a face I haven't seen in a long time. But it goes back to when I worked at Sainsbury's.
Mm.
On the same day that I started training, there were two other people. One of them was this dude, same age as you.
Would he have been in my year at school?
Oh, he might have been, actually. Yeah. We might have been 1 year above or below you. I'll show you after when we're not on, but...
I might already know who you're talking about. I might.
You might, with the context anyway, that I give in a second. But yeah, I see his face there. I go on it and go to like the article or whatever of like what he was done for. And there I see possession of 750 images and videos of like, and it's specified like classified the worst type as well.
What the fuck?
There's like a system of organizing how intense it is.
I don't know who this is.
But it wasn't just that. It was also bestiality stuff too. He was charged with owning.
What the fuck?
And if that wasn't bad enough, he's a father. Like he has kids. And yeah, this was the dude.
What the
I remember like working in the kiosk with him and shit. He was kind of a creepy, odd dude, but like you don't really expect that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that I only imagine goes on in like the movies and stuff. Like,
but looking through, there were a bunch of faces I like recognized.
really?
From just when you live in like a town, you and I've got a really good memory for people's faces, and it's like, oh my god, I swear I've seen this person. Just like really disturbing.
And this guy with all that stuff isn't in prison.
He got 2 years, I think. This happened a couple years ago. But I think he got out pretty quick. If you actually look up like the amount of time that these people spend in jail, it's not very long. It's really not very long.
I guess the priority is stopping those dangerous weed dealers.
The true danger.
Yeah, the true danger.
They might
because what if someone ends up smoking some weed? You know.
They might upsell you and give you something harder.
Yeah, something more enjoyable.
Which I've only had happen to me because of the fact it's illegal, because you have to go to a drug dealer to buy it.
Yeah. Why not have some coke?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, nice little uplifting bit before the mid-break.
Yeah, that's fucking messed up. Well, happy adverts.
Bye, Bear Bear. Bye, Bear Bear.
I do declare, bye, Bear Bear.
Bear Bear shirts and mug available now. Check the description below.
I am not stoppable.
Did you see the thumbnail for the last one? Calling PD.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
Bloody.
My name is Pericles.
Choose prove your worths on Olympian. Are we?
I used to be a pretty quick runner. I once beat the world record by accident.
Same, except I tripped 1 second before. Would have had it otherwise. And then like Hercules BI.
I would have beaten the world record had I been 2 seconds faster.
Same. What do you think Hercules' BMI was? Morbidly obese because of that muscle.
But does God muscle like have the same?
God
mass?
muscle might be like weightless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't he a demigod though?
Yeah, so he got his strength from being a god,
He's
not
half
from being
heavy.
actually strong. He
True.
didn't put any of the effort in.
You're right.
I can go.
He's a CHUD. Hercules was a CHUD.
He's a Chad with an inner chud. You know?
Outer CHUD, inner CHUD. Yeah.
Can you
Wait.
use that as the title?
Yeah, why not?
Out of CHUD in a CHUD. I feel like there's a lot of those.
Yeah, I'd say that's the majority of like outer chads. To be fair, I'd say Hercules is pronounced Hercules.
Heracles.
No, Hercules,
Kill.
like her jewels.
Hercule can pretty kill.
Hercules, kill. Shut up.
Welcome back to the Wipers podcast, where we discuss wiping. All the forms of wiping.
Window wiping,
Nice and squeaky that one was.
floor wiping,
That mop needs changing.
armpit wiping,
Uh-huh.
sofa wiping,
And?
and glasses wiping. Skirt.
Pretty much. This episode is sponsored by Wipe Clean Juice. Wipe Clean Cream.
Made by the Geek Cave.
The Geek Cave sponsored us to bring up the Wipe Clean Cream.
Use it on anything.
Anything.
Skin, fireplaces.
Skin, lime scale, all of it. Yep, pretty much, bro. Pretty much. Someone's got to say it. You say it. No, I'll say it.
Okay.
That's fine, I'll say it. Nah, I'm over it now. I think you should say it.
I've started eating Vaseline like the man.
Smart.
Just a little.
Just a spoon a day to keep the doctor away.
Vaseline.
Potats in my spleen. I would smear my spleen with Vaseline if I could.
I'd smear all of my outer organ.
There's a really good scene in the new Deadpool where he smears himself in Vaseline.
Have you seen it?
No.
I saw a clip from it today.
Yeah, did you go?
It was like cram-packed with jokes. You know how they do humour.
Jokes or references? Or both?
Both. Where it's like a minigun filled with jokes. And they're just like blasting it.
Yeah.
And I was just watching it like this.
So you're laughing and loving it.
Not like that. No.
Get rid of it. Think of something really not funny.
I just
Schindler's
thought
List. That's not funny.
Just one more.
One more unfunny movie. Come and see.
What's that?
Just trust me. Not funny.
Do you know what's a not funny movie that is actually quite funny?
It's supposed to be funny, or something that's
It's supposed to be
horror.
funny. And it's not funny, but then it's actually kind of funny.
It's funny through not being funny. Is it American?
Yeah.
British?
No, it's not like some of the jokes just end up landing and it's like, oh, I wasn't expecting this.
You're gonna have to.
It's called like Game Night or something.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've seen that. It's pretty funny. Jesse Plemons is in
I
it.
weirdly like that movie.
Yeah,
Cause
it's pretty well made. It's got some kind of inventive, like camera work going on from memory.
There was a period of my life where I was watching like only shit films.
Yeah, I remember you watching like Adam Sandler stuff. And
Yeah, like some of the early Adam Sandler films like Work,
Mm.
and then I watched like a murder mystery with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston, and that was just like a soulless husk of a movie. But yeah, Game Night, I was like, I went on this for it to be crap, and it's not.
Lifer, isn't it? There's a little lifer.
Lifer.
You know, Westie, as I call them, lifer. There's like a Westie dog. Remember, like Jesse Plemons carries around this little Westie, and he's like really kind of awkward,
weird and creepy.
He's a legend.
Great actor.
You haven't seen Civil War yet, but he's great in that.
Yeah, I want to see it. I just don't watch movies anymore because I've I only listen to audiobooks.
You just watched Critical Drinker to get your fix, right?
Yeah. And Vouch.
What? Yeah.
No, not that one. Who am I thinking of?
For movie opinions.
Norsh?
Norsh. Vorsh.
Vorsh
He's
is
that streamer.
the streamer, yeah.
Does he talk about movies?
No, everyone knows who I'm talking about.
Vouch.
The fucking shit,
Vorsh.
the shit guy. Not that Vouch isn't shit, but the shit guy. The shittest guy.
Booger Nick. Are we talking about streamers? What are we talking about? Someone who talks about movies?
Yeah, and games.
And is a streamer?
I don't know. I don't watch their shit. I don't know. I don't even know their name.
Let's just say it was Booger Nick for safety.
Well, yeah, he's a shit as well.
I suppose this is the part of the cast where we head over to the suggestion thread over on the subreddit and answer all sorts of wacky questions from the community. Like this one from past Confusion3234. What is the official jar tier list for fizzy/soft drinks or
Pop.
soda for the American viewers out there?
Fizzy pop.
I refuse to call it fizzy drink. I will call it soda.
I call it
It's the most American thing ever. It's soda.
it's fizzy pop.
Pop.
Yeah.
It's soda. Come on.
It wasn't invented in America.
They own it though. They
Yeah. They consume the most of it. So they can
they
have this
own
one.
it. Even though they don't use like real sugar or whatever.
They use corn syrup.
Corn syrup.
Corn syrup.
You make our sweetness out of corn.
I've had a big switch in the alchemy.
Oh no! Don't tell me you're a Dr. Pepper freak.
No, Dr. Pepper. That's F tier.
There's some people love it though, so I'm glad.
Yeah, if
that
people
now.
who like it really like it, but everyone
Yeah.
else is like, this just tastes like
Yeah, I
Smack.
hate Dr. Pepper,
smoke.
but I like smoke.
No, not smoke, smeg.
Oh, well, yes, it does taste like smeg.
Number 1, S tier. Fanta orange.
No,
Yeah.
get the
Oh, I
out.
fucking
Fanta
love
fruit twist, yes.
No, Fanta orange. Fanta
Fanta
orange
orange
is the
sucks.
one. I fucking love Fanta orange.
Fanta orange sucks.
I'm nuts for Fanta orange.
No, that's like C tier. Yeah.
You're
Tango apple. That's S tier.
No, that's maybe A or B. Pepsi.
Pepsi's A or S.
I'd say Pepsi is A. Coke is B.
Coke is B, and if it's tepid, it's C.
Or D.
Or D even. It can be really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even like the worst Pepsi, at least there's some kind of nice syrupy flavour going on.
Yeah, I like a pep. Specifically, I'd say we're talking about the sugar-free versions.
That has to be, yeah.
because
I don't drink the other ones. So
yeah,
I
I
don't know.
never drink sugar, any of them.
I'm addicted to aspartame.
Pepsi Max is better than Coke Zero, is what we're saying. Not necessarily
Yes.
Pepsi Normal is better than Coke Normal.
Yeah.
Where do you land on Sprite?
S tier.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go B.
B.
It doesn't do all that much for me. Normal lemonade, S.
Go fucking lick. 7-Up is like B.
7-Up I'd put with Sprite.
No, Sprite's better.
I think you could put Sprite and 7-Up next
Anyway,
to each
7-Up's
other,
gone
I
now.
wouldn't
It's
know.
become Fanta, I think.
Oh, really? Good. Fanta Lemon.
Really cold, it can be A.
Yeah. If not, standard B.
Yeah.
Sitting in B.
Serviceable.
I know it's not a soda, but can we put Lipton Peach Iced Tea up in this?
That just instantly wins S, though.
Yeah. S+.
Yeah,
I love...
that's amazing.
And again, not a soda, but Lucozade Sport.
They do them, like the pink lemonade,
Yeah, pink lemonade, that's fire.
Lucozade Sport,
A?
that's S, I would say.
Yeah, A or S.
But I ruined it for myself, so I can never drink it again.
Right.
Yeah.
What other sodas even are there?
What about that one, the Iron Brew?
Iron Brew. Oh,
I hate
D.
Iron Brew.
I'll give it a D.
I haven't had it for a very long time, but I remember being hyped to try it
Yeah.
on Jersey Island. They had like a friend that like
really?
loved Iron Brew, and they're like, "Oh, wait till you try Iron Brew," and they're like, "Oh, root beer." I hate root beer.
F.
Root beer sucks.
Big F.
Maybe it was like bad root beer, but I don't know. It didn't seem. It's also like what you're describing is a dirt drink. Root. What makes you think of root beer? Like, what do you mean?
I don't know.
You've like dug into the depths of the earth to like conjure this weird drink.
Cream soda. F
That's not
minus.
as bad.
It's just as bad. It's horrible.
It's not as bad. No, because I've had a nice cream soda before. Like, it's drinkable. Tastes like drinking like
Cream.
kind of.
Fizzy cream.
It's like drinking a custard cream or something.
Yes. Foul. Like, I don't want that to be fizzy.
Yeah,
to
me
me,
neither.
it's just.
It's not something I would choose. No. What about like? No. No, I feel like there's plenty, right?
Yeah, I can't
Any
really think
majors
of any
we're
other
forgetting?
sodas.
Yeah.
Soda. Can you put that in here somewhere?
Like the actual one.
Yeah, every time we say soda, maybe just the audio. Soda.
Okay. Killzone Sucks Ass says this. Let's do this one from Killzone Sucks Ass, who says this. Who'd win in a fight? Jack White or Jack Black? I think Jack Black.
Jack Black has the physicality over Jack White, but Jack White comes from Detroit.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a factor I was not aware of.
I think Jack White would kill him.
I think it would be one of those where it looks like Jack Black's got it in the bag, but Jack White.
Yeah, and he's coming out with all the confidence.
They could both like sing as well at a certain point.
It could turn into like a guitar like sing-off battle, and then end with like, I don't know, what's a Detroit thing?
Detroit Become Human.
Yeah. They march with all the other AI.
I really kind of want to play that game.
Yeah, I do as well. Maybe we should do a Jar Plays.
Right. There was. I've got to shout out this one because the amount of work that just went in was so. I don't think there's ever been a jar comment with this much work put in. I'm being real.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where like I had to filter through it, and even they recommended to do that. It's on that level. Grammy James says this. Here's a list of all my ideas for episodes or segments. Apologies for the length. Please take a gander at your leisure. This is just my own peace of mind, really, so don't lose anything that might be an actually good idea. I can't really discern the quality or likelihood that you would consider these. Most would have financial and time limitations, but could be pretty fun. Side note, I encourage pickiness. I don't want another Winky synonyms incident where Jamie got pretty irritated with how grim the names were. I appreciate the sheer length that segment took up and wouldn't want to imply that I feel it's necessary. Well, that was more directed at the article, not at Jamie himself. But yeah, he had lists and lists and lists and lists. So I took some examples of his ideas and I wanted your thoughts on these potential ideas. Hire a non-English speaking actor to pretend to be either James or Randy, I guess, for a whole episode and hype it up and make the video about their return, but just neglect to acknowledge them for the majority of the video.
I like the sound of that.
You like that?
I feel like communicating that to a non-English speaking person could be rather confusing.
Quite difficult.
Yeah.
Well, pay him enough and he won't ask any questions.
Yeah, true.
A few of these I had actually thought of too. But a few things are obviously restricted, like this one. Record a podcast as a normal episode, except at the end, a blood squib goes off on one of the two funnies and maybe release doves, like that one John Woo movie, but mainly just do a normal episode and have a blood squib go off, either in the middle or abruptly end with it.
That would be really funny.
Yeah, it would be awesome. I have thought of that before, but obviously an explosion of blood, I've got to clean that up. We're not in like an
don't you
RLM
need like
warehouse.
an actual qualified?
For a full proper squib, there are there's
because you'd
like
want
an
it to blow
explosive,
through your shirt and stuff.
Yeah, do it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably would have to. Isn't there like a minor explosive that goes up, like a little?
Yeah, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to put it on backwards and you blast fake blood into your
Yeah. CG blood, maybe? Really get technical. The Anakin episode. Actors Hayden Christensen in Revenge of the Sith speak with his cadence and be overly dramatic about things and wear his cosplay for a whole episode. Both of you maybe have a jar of sand on the table.
Too difficult.
Whereas this one I quite like the idea of. Maybe we could do this. The left episode. The camera is on the left side of the room, showing only the left side of the members, and the members have to stare at an empty wall and not make eye contact so as to not break the leftness of the episode, but talk as normal, and then do the same but with the right.
Do we have to align politically as well? With
It has to be a right-wing episode and a left-wing episode. Like radical, you know. Some of the things you recommended we've already done too, like this one, the upside down episode. Record a normal episode with the understanding that it will be edited to be upside down in post. We've literally done that.
Yeah, we did do that.
Can we get an episode where Jamie sits in a chair if he wants to? Maybe like one of those famous white plastic shitty chairs for both of you, or like a wooden kitchen chair, or start a GoFundMe for a... Oh man, I'm going to embarrass myself. It's some really expensive brand of lounge chair.
Read it.
Eames chair. I hope he likes sitting on that yoga ball. I find it a bit visually disarming that you're on slightly different planes.
Visually disarming?
Good. I'm happy to hear that. I want someone to be visually disarmed, you know?
So we should be on the same plane. Is that normal?
No. I'll read two more here. The time capsule episode. Record an episode and don't release it for like 25 years or something.
We've thought of that. We have
thought of that. We've never done it, but that would... Ideally, we would have recorded like episode 1 and episode 100 on the same day.
Yeah.
And then on episode 100 release. Yeah, this weird out-of-date thing. And finally, the scripted episode. Either write a script for everyone in advance or outsource it to me or someone who's a professional and has never listened to the cast. Send them the questions for the question segment that you would pick also, but offer no advice. That could be kind of funny.
That would
And I
be
have
funny.
I have an idea vaguely related to that I don't want to say as
Okay.
well. That's like kind of along those lines, but not fully. Yeah, some nice little suggestions on there. If you want to read more, go on the suggestion thread. There are 100 million other ones that you thought of.
Very epic.
Significance Thin 648 said, "Am I the only one who sees the similarity between Crackhead Alex and Randy? Are they the same? Was Randy replaced? Who is the real Alex? Something fishy is going on and I don't like it." They finally figured it out.
They cracked the code.
There were a lot of times in the flat era where maybe I wasn't up to it or whatever, so Randy would just do his best impression of me. So all of the more insane or out-of-pocket things were said by him, for the record. Just so that's clear.
Me too.
Iriana so stinkyana says this. Who gets more scared when they're shown this image? I'm going to show you an image and I'm going to need you to describe what it is.
It's you.
It's me.
Yeah.
A variant of me.
Yeah, it's like a Deadpool otherworld variant of you.
Multiverse Floridian me.
Is it an actual Florida man? Because
Yes.
the likeness to your drawing, the IHE face, is just...
Oh, that's creepy. Yeah. But the reason I showed that to you is because this is one of those images that is just like in the loop. Once or twice a year, there'll be multiple huge posts with this image being like, look at this mad image of a guy from Florida.
Yeah.
So then, of course, I get like tagged a bunch in it and keep seeing it. I think I'm just like stuck with it now. Like it's been years, like nearly 10 years of this image. Like
He's wearing a jar blue shirt as well.
is that? Yeah, I find that incredibly weird because I also would draw the IHE character with that color shirt.
Yeah.
Like when I do the...
Yeah.
It's really fucking weird.
Do you think there's going to be like a time loop thing where like at some point in the future you get blasted back in time and that is you?
Well, I'm thinking like, you know that SpongeBob where he draws himself and like, I'm thinking maybe I actually manifested this creature when I drew the face, because that was what, 2013, and that's about how long this image has just been floating around. So maybe I manifest, like some demonic energy has like brought this guy.
Yeah, or just a magic pencil.
Yeah. Dude. I think we should do one more.
Uno more.
Shame, because there were some good ones. I want to know your opinion on this one from Davis136. This is so fucked up, but it's true. With the announcement that Robert Downey Jr. will be returning to the MCU as Dr. Doom, James has once again predicted the future, having stated in episode 290 released on September 5th, 2022, that he will be back in the next 2 to 3 years to generate hype after the inevitable decline of the MCU. All bow down to the all-knowing.
What the fuck?
I remember him saying that.
Yeah. I don't think we would have predicted that he would be Victor Von Doom, but hats off to James there.
That's how insane of a move it was. Apparently it leaked and like no one believed it because like it's just such an insane headline, you know?
It doesn't make sense. It's really confusing. Is he a different guy?
I don't know.
Is Tony Stark Victor Von Doom as well?
A timeline plot.
Why didn't they just bring him back as Iron Man? Like, they might as well.
That's because they'll do that after this thing is done. You know? Have him goody era, baddie era, goody era, baddie era.
Yeah.
I saw someone say it would be like if Luke Skywalker came back to play Darth Vader.
Yeah. Or like Darth Sidious.
Yeah, the new big bad or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't add up. Man.
It does scream desperate.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
James was on the money.
But when you look at, like, the MCU stands or whatever, they're like, nice.
Uh-huh.
You know? Even Star Wars Theory, he made a video like, look, this is what we should be doing with Star Wars, to be honest. Like, look, the MCU can turn it around. That's what his like thesis was after that announcement. Like Kevin Feige knows how to bring it back.
What, just bring back the old?
Because it's the Russos as well directing it.
Is it?
Yeah.
I just don't give a shit, man. I don't know how anyone does.
Yeah. It's like they're trying to manufacture Endgame again because they want that money again, but it's like all the conditions are not there. For that to land. It's like the plane hasn't even taken off to even land. It's like still just it's waiting to take off. Like
the engines aren't even
they haven't even installed the engines.
Yeah, and there's been no like Von Doom hype or anything. Just announce it on stage at a Comic-Con. It's like so disconnected. And
I just don't get like even best case scenario where like Jonathan Majors didn't do what he did, and they were still committed to him being the next Thanos. In the first movie where they properly establish him, that Ant-Man movie, he's like comically beaten by Ant-Man's ants, like at the end in like a goofy, I'll get you next time, with these like giant ants like taking it. It's like you realize if you like introduce Thanos that way, like no one would be scared of him.
Yeah.
His first scene needed to be him like doing something insane to establish him as some kind of threat. And apparently
his first introduction on Loki rocked.
Yeah, that was cool.
Really cool.
That was kind of a cool, intriguing, like, maybe this character might be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that happened. Black Panther guy died. COVID happened. Jonathan Majors happened. And now, what was it even called? The Marvels happened.
Yeah.
The Eternals happened. So yeah, I think they're probably shaking like they've had too much coffee.
How many of the main guys do you think they're just going to drag back? Because
That's all they have.
Do you remember Quentin Tarantino, I think, was saying, like, you don't have movie stars anymore. They're all like...
Yeah, he said that on a podcast.
Yeah, I think he was totally wrong. And this proves it. It's like, people don't care about Iron Man. They care about Robert Downey
They want
Jr.
Robert Downey to be playing Iron Man.
Yeah, they don't want Tom Cruise to be Iron Man. They don't give a shit about... Like, they're both tied together, you know?
There actually was a Tom Cruise fan casting for Iron Man...
For the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't
know what
think
you're saying,
people
though.
would
Yeah.
feel the same way. And it's the same with Captain America. Like, Chris Evans is Captain America,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And, like, I like Anthony Mackie. I think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
But I'd prefer
It's
to see
definitely not the
him
same.
being his own character. I don't want him just to
Yeah.
take the mantle. It's a comic book thing.
But
Like,
it's also just how you do it, though, because, like, who actually... I know there are some people that do, but who has a problem with Miles Morales?
No one. Everyone loves Miles. But it feels different to me. Because, like, the Batman Beyond, like, everyone loves that shit, and
Yeah.
it rocks and stuff. But I don't feel the same way about that character.
As OG.
I'm more interested in Batman. Batman. I don't want a guy taking up the mantle.
Yeah,
Who wants to be the one taking up the mantle? You want to be the one. When you're a kid and stuff, and you're like into you don't want to be Superman's sidekick dog. You don't want to be like Superman's the person who takes over. You want to be Superman. You know. So having like these mantles being passed on, it's like I don't give a shit about them.
Yeah, they're kind of a little bit stuck with that one. Right. Let's end on this one then, which is... I hate this trend and I didn't want it to happen this way, but like last episode, it is a poo-related story.
Nice.
But this one, I don't know. It actually fits in with the title that you conjured up, if we're being real. Toddler Bob can take us away. Bear Mingers, first time commenter, last time listener here. I come with a tale that's made me reevaluate my life and done wonders for my self-esteem, but also led to some uncomfortable questions about the state of our world. The other day, I was at the pub with my friends, and we got onto the topic of my friend's ex. She was with him for about 2 years until she moved to another country for a year in industry. While they were together, she was absolutely infatuated with this guy and would constantly talk about how attractive he was. And to be fair to him, he was in good shape and played a lot of sport. My mate really regrets breaking up with the guy and still talks about him sometimes as if he was the one. However, to help get over him, she wrote an ick list in her phone notes, and she was reading it out to us. Everything on the list seemed pretty minor until she mentioned that he would poo in front of her while she brushed her teeth. She noted that she particularly hated the smell, and that he would do it every morning. We all thought that was pretty gross and had a laugh about it, but little did we know that there was more to come. As my friend continued, she unveiled that he would also always leave skid marks. Again, this got a good laugh, until my friend clarified that said skid marks were not only left in the toilet. No, he always left skid marks in his pants. The atmosphere collapsed. The laughter ceased. My friends and I sat, some with hands over mouth, myself peeking through my fingers into the middle distance. This man, the most attractive man in the world, according to my mate, had poo in his pants. He had poo in his pants for the whole time we knew him. He came into my house with poo in his pants. We would go out to the pub, and he would presumably have poo in his pants. For a while I called this man a friend, and he had poo in his pants. Betrayal, disgust, confusion, as the initial shock of this earth-shattering realization dissipated. The laughter returned in fits. In the aftermath, our friend group has been unable to shake this revolution from our minds. I spoke about it with my girlfriend when we got home from the pub. She found out later that my other friends and their partners had talked about it once they got home too. For days, Poogate stuck in our minds like this crusty shit, or like the crusty shit on his boxers. Since that fateful conversation, I've started to feel differently about myself. Merely possessing the faculties to maintain the unsoiled state of my underwear and not defecate in front of my girlfriend protects me from ever slipping into the depraved lower echelons of humanity. This man may have had a six-pack, but he had poo in his pants, and surely that, parentheses, skid, marks him below those who are capable of wiping. You can have power, fame, talent, charisma, good looks, but if you have poo in your pants, it's all for naught. In the wake of my cognitions on this matter, I feel marginally more confident in myself and my abilities. I like entertaining the non-zero possibility that my childhood bullies or the cruelest politicians of today have poo in their pants, or have failed in some way to maintain basic hygiene, and it makes them powerless, laughable even. Yet there are darker side effects too. I look around at my friends, colleagues and family, and I can't help but wonder who's also walking around the streets with poo in their pants. I did some maths, and I figured that if I've met 1,000 people in my life, and one has poo in their pants, then at least 1,000th, 0.1% of the general population must therefore have poo in their pants. Considering the UK has a population of around 70 million people, it follows that around 70,000 people in the UK lives their lives with poo in their pants, and that's a lowball estimate, seeing as I don't know who else out of the people in this world I've met with poo in their pants. Anyway, what do you boys think about these fecal felonies? I'd be interested to hear whether the poo in the pants or the shitting in front of one's missus is worse by your standards, and also what you think of the societal implications of my findings. It certainly has me thinking a lot more about the hygiene of those around me, and even how much I can trust them. Poo on gamers. Dude.
Poo in pants is embarrassing.
To that degree. If it like happened once, but the fact that it's like that's just part of like the deal of dating this guy. Like you just got to deal with it. Do you think it's the same guy who wrote in about his poo? Because he was saying about how much he was wiping.
Oh, yeah.
Might be the same dude.
He might be like ripped and a sports guy.
Yeah.
Eating fruit and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I would argue that's one of the most important things of being a modern man is to minimize poo in pants as much as humanly possible.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, then what does it mean? Are you like not wiping your ass?
Is he like?
And then like sitting down and like it goes up? Or
is he like? I think the implication is he's fighting like so much that.
But there was no mention of fart. It was just poo in pants and poo.
Well, I'm trying to make sense of it. Like, how is it getting there?
Well, yeah. Is it A? Is it leaking? Or B? Is he not wiping enough?
Or both?
Or both. Yeah, is he cutting his poops short and just getting up and pulling?
Because that's
pulling
fucking
up drums?
foul. I heard a story. Someone was telling me a story of a friend of theirs was dating a dude, and along similar lines, it might almost be worse, but like she went to his house and in his bed sheets was like a shit smear. And she still got with him.
Oh my god.
That's fucked.
Because there was that terrible man who gave all that like shitty manosphere advice. But the fact that it needs to be said, like wash your ass, wipe until it's clean, like they were some sort of profound words. Like the fact that there are people that hear that and go,
wait,
oh, that's what I'm doing wrong.
That's why I just think of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, so Kendrick was being, I always thought that was like a poetic line. But
Oh yeah.
He's literally saying, just wash your ass. Yeah. It seems, I guess, man. But the implication of like someone who's never been taught that, or it doesn't even cross their minds, does that mean their parents are of the same variety? How many generations has this behavior been passed down to? Could be dietary. Maybe
It could be dietary.
Maybe to be that level of strong, he was taking something that was making him shit a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Or
possible.
it could be bumhole problem.
He could have IBS.
Could have IBS, but it could be bumhole problem.
Yeah.
Loose bumhole.
Way too loose.
Yeah, it's just falling out.
Yeah, I'll say.
But I don't know if I'm paranoid, but like every time...
Some things you need to be paranoid about.
Yeah, but like every time I sit on a toilet, I always like check my underwear. Because I need to know that shit's clean.
Oh, definitely.
Not the shit itself, but the underwear.
Even after like a risky bad fart is like...
Yeah.
Maybe a check.
It's like, oh, I'm just going to go to the toilet to pee. And you just go into the toilet, check your underwear, and wipe.
Yeah.
Even if it's clean, you don't feel it.
Yeah.
Just,
It's better safe than sorry.
Peace of mind.
Yeah. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when it comes to poo. And
Good farts, yeah.
Like if you step in dog shit, do you just walk through your house?
No.
No, who the fuck would do that? So if you shit yourself,
I saw
it needs sorting.
I saw an awesome video of like, it was like a dash cam from the perspective of like looking into a dude in his car, like chilling in the seat, he's like on his phone. And he does a huge fart. And then he goes like, did I just shit myself? He's like in the car by himself. But like, it seems real. Like his reaction and stuff.
Yeah. We've all been there. And that's fine, you know?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
But that's what's so gross about this story is that it's like someone who's doing that every day.
And they're fine with it.
And then
it doesn't even cross their mind that it's like weird.
It's not okay. There are some real cretins out there, you know? Does that boost your self-esteem to know that? It's kind of like the...
It's something I've always said is like, we often forget that everyone shits.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you know, the advice is like, just picture everyone naked. If you're like nervous about public speaking or whatever. Just,
poo in their pants.
Imagine they're naked and have shit all over their ass that's dried from all the poo farts they don't wipe.
I don't think you even need to go that far. Just think like you've got pooey pants.
Yeah.
That shit's embarrassing.
Yeah. You've got like a meeting with some figure of authority. Just imagine that they have probably done a poo fart at some point. They probably have. Like
well,
they have.
Better yet, assume that they've done it that day and their pants are currently pooey.
That's why they're so uptight.
Yeah. They just want to get home and clean their pooey pants.
That explains actually
they didn't even think about it, and then they're not even...
That guy who was an asshole to you on the road was because he was stressing because he'd pooed his pants.
Yeah, he was trying to get home.
Yeah.
I think we figured it out. Mental health issues cured.
Yeah. Poo powder. And shout out to that guy who... There was this one comment that was like, in response to the dude who ate loads of fruit and kept pooing.
Uh-huh.
He was like, oh, there's a solution to that. You need this random powder. And I googled the powder, and the powder he suggested was a laxative. That's cheeky, mother.
No, when it comes to stuff like that, it's like there's a cause. Don't treat the symptom.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Don't treat the symptom with a new causa.
Yeah. Unless maybe the laxative might actually be a shout, because then it just flushes it all out immediately.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the commenter was in good faith and I was just interpreting it in bad faith.
Yeah. I would argue there's very little reason to not take laxatives the majority of the time.
I suppose you just get used to it, like the guy who shit his pants. But then what separates you from him? Apart from the fact that you clean
pack
your
your underwear with toilet paper so it doesn't touch.
So it always looks like you got like a nappy.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's just shitty tissue.
I'm certain if the trajectory continues the way the world is continuing, you know, people got to like work more and more and more and get paid less and less and less. We're gonna lose the time for bathroom breaks. So catheter and or nappies.
I'm thinking like a Wall-E type thing. They were really on the right lines with that, except you won't be able to move around. You'll be in like a pod thing with a bed that, has a tube to your wink, tube to your asshole, tube to your mouth, and a tube for your nose, air.
Yeah.
And just everything you just get through the tubes. You got the screen, you got your PS6 or whatever.
Is that how near this future is?
Yeah.
The next PlayStation.
And yeah,
I mean,
just feed you laxatives through the tube. It just goes in and out. All the tubes have just constant liquids going in and out.
Yeah, they
like-
never need to be cleaned.
Yeah.
Constant motion. I mean, what would we even be doing? Just being entertained?
No, like, you can, like, train algorithms, like, where your eyes look and shit. Like, it would just be, like, farming metadata. Oh, yeah, well, you're just, like, drinking milkshake 24 hours a day.
Yeah. Laxative milkshake.
That's if Pixar wants to return to form, Wall-E 2, the Dark Age.
Yeah. Yeah, Peter Gabriel couldn't fix this.
Fuck.
Well, not thank you for watching this episode of the JARChive cheese podcast. Get your fucking cheddar. Get your fucking
Wednesday dough.
Parmigiano Reggiano. And dislike if you didn't like if you did. Subscribe if...
Even if you're down the middle, just make your mind up.
Yeah, do one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be pathetic, basically. And poo your pants.
Poo your pants. Maybe we should do a vote somewhere if we want to do a left or right angle. You know, where to begin.
If I know Jar fans, it's gonna be right.
Hard right.
Yeah. Way too far right. Knowing those guys.
This angle's too far right for me.
Yeah, too far right for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a libertarian.